Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Tsongkhong. And homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dukdan Dorji. Homage to the 3 jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of the Homa ceremony today, Hayagriva, the wisdom king with the horse head. Sumo, Tutan Siddhi Rinpoche, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, all participants here today and over the webcast. And our participating VIPs today are the Madam to Ambassador Daniel Liao, the Taipei rep to Sweden and Norway, Dharma Sister Judy. The Chief Secretary of the Taiwan government, Mr. Tseng Pei-Fu, and Madam. The Academician of the Academia Sinica of Taiwan, Professor Zhu Si-yi and Madam. The Law Advisor to Tribhuda Foundation, Dharma Sister Jennifer Zhou. The Zhongshan Medical College Affiliated Plastic Surgery Department, the Chairman Dr. Zheng Shenlong. Tribhuda School Scholars Group and Medical Group. A General Manager to the Jingyi Enterprise, Ms. Zhang Yizheng. From Hong Kong, the Liu Xiexian Law Office, the lawyer Liu Xiexian and the lawyer Fan Wen-yi. Hong Kong Guangzhou Association, the Vice Secretary, Mr. Chen, and Mrs. and Miss. The wood sculptor, Mr. Jian. The Director of Lotus Light Charity Society of Taiwan, Mr. Zhang. And the President of the Worldwide Lotus Light Charity Society and the producers for Great Perfection Dharma, Havaja Exposition and Deliverance of Dantayana, Master Lin Yue, and the host, Miss Pei-Jun. And the host to Lamdre and Sutra of Perfect Enlightenment, Master Lien Hai. And producers for the Geni Dian Sang Xinten, Illuminating Your Heart, from CTI TV Taiwan, Miss Rebecca Xia-Qi. And thank you to Mr. Chen from Malaysia for his donation of 100,000 NT dollars. Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do?
Sawadika, kamsamida, selamat siang, selamat petang, domo, konnichiwa, good afternoon. Merci beaucoup. Hola, amigo, que quiero mucho. Thank you for coming. 欢迎大家来。先进入这个广告时间。
It's time for ads. On April 29th, 3 p.m., organized by the Tatung culture, there would be the true legend of the living Buddha Lian Sung for the publishing of the book, and there would be a program, interview, and banquet at the Taichung Huige International Conference Hall. And the dinner banquet would also be to celebrate His Holiness' birthday ahead of time, and the dinner will be free for all the monks and nuns. And the true Buddha Boye, which is the divine truth, a truth of divine wisdom, would be free for all members, and they accept voluntary offerings. And this website, the dbboye.org, would have news, the latest news on all of Grandmaster's work. So I hope that all of you would become members of this website, dbboyeh.org. And this website is led by the lawyer Jennifer Zhou. So I hope you give her your best support. So that's the ad for the ebook. And before, and the earlier one was the ad for the paper, the books in print. And one thing that I would like to apologize, there is a fellow disciple who's taken a long flight to Taiwan Lei Tsang Temple to receive the repurification from Grandmaster. However, every Saturday, they arrange about 30 people to receive repurification, and that alone already take 1 to 2 hours. It takes a long time to perform the repurification. And some luckier ones will get online to get in for the repurification. But some people don't get in line for it because there are just too many people requesting repurification. And it had been very difficult for Master Lianzi to arrange because we have dinner only after the repurification, because sometimes the repurification takes 1 or 2 hours. So everybody got really hungry. However, there are several people who fly very far to get the repurification, and sometimes the whole family, say a family of 6, only 3 of them got in, but the other 3 was blocked outside. You know, because it takes a long time to do the repurification, and every time we arrange about 30 people, because if we keep accepting people, then dinner time would be very late. So we should just let everybody to eat. And it's okay for Grandmaster to eat late. So dinner time should be on schedule. And those who just cannot be arranged to receive the repurification, I'm really sorry. But if you can go to America, then it would be easier to arrange there. As soon as you come, I can give you the repurification, but here you have to wait. And because it only happens on Saturday, because it takes time to kick off all those ghosts. So that's why they only arrange about 30 people every time. It's quite difficult to arrange. Really sorry. There's some people who wanted repurification and they bought plane tickets and flew in. And they came from faraway countries, and yet they were being blocked outside. They could not get the repurification. So I feel sorry for them, but at the same time, you can't just let anybody in, because it may be midnight before we have dinner. Then there will be no time for the blessings on the heads. So please forgive us. So it's best if you can go to America, and then you would receive repurification. All of you, whoever that goes, will receive repurification there in Seattle. But it is harder in Taiwan. Time is very short on Saturdays. So I'm really sorry. Please forgive us. Because they really suffer greatly, those requiring repurification. And I heard a story from Lianhua Mei from Indonesia, a family of 8 people. They bid on an auction item, a statue from XX, and then they enshrine it at their house. and all 8 members of the family suffered. One killed herself. Lian Hua Mi Yu, the Dharma assistant in Indonesia, the Yuan Da chapter. So she got a statue from XX and enshrined it at her shrine. So one killed herself, mentally disturbed, becoming violent, got on fire, got cancer, lost sleep, all 8 of them. So they suffered greatly. So when they knew what happened, they brought the statue that they got and brought it to a running river and threw it into the river. And the river was quiet at first, and the statue wasn't very big. But when they threw it into the river, it was as if it was a dynamite. And the water was split into the sky. It's like the sound of the dynamite. So a family of 8, Huijin knows very well. So from the Yen Da chapter, Dharma assistant Mi Yu killed, suicide, mentally deranged, the house burned, went bankrupt, cancer. So throwing the statue into the river is like throwing a hand grenade. So last week they told us the story. 4 sisters. One died suddenly. The second mentally disturbed. The third one got a cancer. And the fourth one also got skin cancer. So this was I said last week. 4 sisters all suffered because they requested XX to consecrate their altar. There were many stories like this, and there are many people coming for repurification. And from Yilan, the Yilan Spiritual Center, Dharma Sister Zhou Yilan is here today. And she was also close to XX, in contact with XX. And one of her sons died in a car accident. And she broke her arm, and the other son broke his leg. One died in a car accident. Someone broke her arm, and one broke his leg. So in any case, they have problems. And there are many more. That's why the repurification is really quite a hardship. Someone from New Jersey, Dharma's sister Li Xiaolan, she took her XX talisman, and then she heard voices in her ears, go buy guns and kill anybody you see. So the ghost told her to buy a gun and kill all people, anyone she sees. So Dharma's sister Li Xiaolan from New Jersey. When I was giving the consultation, Master Lian Dong was there. Yes. He could be a witness to this. She told us clearly, she heard it in her ears, go buy a gun and kill anybody you see. And she was trying to control herself. And then she heard to go to the top of her buildings, and she went up, and she saw in the sky that she was flying to heaven, and she was told to jump off the building. If you jump down, then you would go to heaven. And she saw it in the clouds that she was flying to heaven. There are so many scary things that happened. So the 4 sisters, one died, second mentally disturbed, and she jumped off the building too but didn't die. Third got a cancer, and the 4th one got a skin cancer. So a family of 6. The elderly, the old gentleman could not sleep, lost sleep, and the mother broke her leg. So there's another ad, the Luo Tian Da Jiao, the Taoist Grand Bardo Deliverance. Anyone has joined or has seen this grand ceremony of Taoism? Someone raised his hand. One person. Anyone else? Among the masters, nobody have seen it before. Did you see it on the internet, or did you personally join? Personally, okay. Please be seated. It's quite difficult to see the Luo Tian Da Jiao, and I saw it once when my guru was presiding over the Luo Tian Da Jiao. And it was presided by Tian De Seng Jiao, which is Xiao Changming Fuzi, who's living in seclusion in Huashan. And he founded Tian De Seng Jiao, Tian Di Jiao, Wu Xing Zhen. And once they organized and presided over the Luo Tian Da Jiao, which is the Taoist Grand Bardo Deliverance Ceremony. And I've seen it once. they have a mantra consisting of 20 syllables. So the 20-syllable mantra, which is the Tiande Seng Jiao, and Wang De Pu. And the abbots of Tiandi Jiao. And the names of the schools were given by Grandmaster Lu at the place called the Liu Hu Huang Gong in Taipei, that's about to go bankrupt now. Li Yijie at the Liu Hu Huang Gong or palace invited me for dinner, and Huang De Pu had this Tiande Seng Jiao, Tiande school, and Wang Shijie had the Wu Xing Zheng, and Li Yijie invited me for dinner and asked Grandmaster. He also wanted to become the head of a school, and I gave him Tiandi Jiao, so the school of heaven and earth, Li Yijie as the founder. So the name I gave to him. And true the school disciples did not know about it, and instead they left and went to take refuge in the Tiandi Jiao, in the heaven and earth school. So disciples are just like water. Before they become stable, they just like water. They flow here and there. Sometimes they go to that school, or sometimes they go to the other sect. They did not know, and they didn't find out that actually that school, the name I gave, but yet you left Sizun to go to that school. You left Grandmaster to go to that school. So dumb. So at the Tiande Seng Jiao, I have once seen the Luo Tian Da Jiao. And I heard Master Lien Le Zi said that it's very, very difficult to encounter the Luo Tian Da Jiao. It was done when an emperor was being enthroned in the ancient time, and they would perform the Luo Tian Da Jiao, like the huge, the grand ceremony for sacrifice. So they would pardon all the prisoners. And the Luo Tian Da Jiao is to pardon all the ghosts. So we will organize this ceremony in Oakland, California, in United States. It would be organized by the Vijaya Temple, and it would be conducted and presided over by Grandmaster Lu. So I will transform myself into 36,119,500 Buddhas with the same name and identification of Padmakumara. They all will descend upon the ceremony. If we don't do that, I want to invoke Namo 36,119,500 Buddhas by the same identification of Padmakumara to all descend. If I just rely on myself, the skin pores on my body to allow the ghosts to stay, there will not be enough. So all the ghosts of the past, present, and future, all the ghosts of the 10 directions, and I have to house all of these ghosts on my body, that will not be enough. So that's why I have to invoke all the Padmakumaras to descend. And this will be a very rare and unique opportunity. Because we want to pardon all the ghosts and all the spirits of the netherworlds, all the evil spirits, all the beings, demons and monsters and all kinds of spirits that's not proper and correct. And Grandmaster is most afraid of the fox spirit, which in Chinese refers to devious woman. Actually, Grandmaster is also not afraid of the fox spirits. So I'm calling out loudly. I will erect a huge black banner or flag. It has to be hoisted very high, and all the ghosts that see this black banner would be attracted and invited to come. And the burnt face king of ghosts, so for the universal deliverance, we need to have this burnt face king of ghosts. So also for the City Garba deliverance yoga, also need this. But we would need 10 of the burnt face kings of ghosts, 10 of them. So Master Lian Sung from Vijaya Temple has to pay attention to go to the Chinatown to have 10 statues of the burnt face king of ghosts and a huge black flag with the white circle and Ling, the Chinese characters, at the center. This is very important. It has to be prepared correctly. And frankly speaking, we need 7 altars to perform the Luo Tian Da Jiao. At the center, it would be me, and the other 6 altars would be presided over by the other monks. But this time, it's impossible for us to ask Master Lian Sung to arrange it because he did not know what a huge arrangement it is. And the offerings, you need 7 times 7, 49 piles of offerings. So 49 tables of offerings. So we tried to simplify them. So just use small offering table, 49 of them. And you have to do it this way. And you have to do it 49 days. But my birthday was just 1 day. It's just 1 day. So I have to so the Tai Yi elderly sage from the east that taught me a Dharma, the Inafa Dharma practice, which meant that one offering table can be transformed to become 49 of them, and one day to become 49 days. So on that day, within a few hours, I have to complete all the procedures for the ceremony that were supposed to last for 49 days. So I have to complete them, I have to finish them in one day or in that few hours. So it would be such a great pity if you don't come. I need a bed that's made of a wood that's been stricken by the thunder, and I will knock with that bat on the table using the block of wood. It's like the ancient time. It's like the judges from the ancient time. They need to knock on the table with the block of wood. So I follow the degree of the Buddha of Golden Mother Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva to perform the grand ceremony. It's a pity if you don't come, so I hope you can come and welcome. It's already 5:14 and I haven't even started my Dharma talk, my Dharma teaching. So the Hayagriva has been waiting for a long time. So the Hayagriva has the repelling mantra. That's his mantra. The first time I transmitted Hayagriva was in Seattle, Washington State of America, at the BCC, Bellevue Community College Meeting Center. It was led by Master Lien Miao. I also like to tell you one thing. When I saw Master Lien Miao, I thought of it. One time, we flew from Seattle to come to Taiwan to conduct the ceremony between the two lands. That was the ceremony of the mafia, the gangsters. There was a master who wrote a letter to Luo Fuzhu, and Luo Fuzhu gave it to the executive director, Yang Guanyi, and Yang Guanyi, Mr. Yang, showed it to me. The letter was written by Master XX. And the key was to save Grandmaster Lu. And the way to save Grandmaster Lu was to kill 4 female masters. One is Simu, Master Lien Xiang. Second, Master Lien Ping, who's passed away. And third was Master Lien Miao. And fourth, Master Lien Zi. And who wrote that letter? XX. So X was really cruel, mean. So that ceremony. The ceremony, how many years ago? 22. 95. May. So in 1995, XX wrote a letter already to request Yang Guanyu and Luo Fuzhu, which were the gangsters, to kill 4 female masters, Simu, Lian Ping, Lian Miao, and Lian Zi. So she was, now you know what kind of heart she had. So over 20 years ago, I knew already, but why didn't I say it earlier? Because the Tian Dao Meng, which is the gangsters, the mafia, was still there. But now I'm old and I want to make it known to everybody. I'm not afraid to die. So think about it. And yet, she twisted it and she said that she claimed that she was saving us. That's quite a ball because I escaped. We escaped. I asked Master Changzi to buy tickets, to buy new tickets to run away. We ran away. And then you claim that you saved us. You were trying to kill people. So this can be written into a book. So at that time, Master Changren and Li Jingcao said, it's like a Mafia movie. I said, Changren, ask the airport and ask if there are any tickets, and we ran. We escaped. During dinner, the people that were about to leave, at the middle of the dinner, we went to the bathroom, changed outfit, and ran. There was a table that were filled with the gangsters, and then we got on the cars and drove to the Taoyuan International Airport and flew to Seattle. And it didn't end that way. In Seattle, it didn't end just like that. Yang Guanyu, which is the executor of the gangsters, asked the Fa Jing Bang, the mafia of the Southern California, to go to Seattle to ask for money from us. There was another interesting story that I solved. So how could you say that you saved us? You were really cruel. Really cruel and mean. I could write a book about it. Master Lian Zhen. She is vicious and merciless. And after we escaped, XX took you there, right? And told Luo Fuzhu not to kill the 4 masters anymore. So, other than her, who else would have known that those 4 female masters were to be murdered or to be killed? So she asked Master Lian Zhen to go with her and intentionally told Luo Fuzhu, oh, please don't kill those 4 female masters. So I found it curious. Why? How could she know? How could she know that the 4 female masters were to be killed? Because you wrote the letter to request for the murder of those 4 female masters. We escaped when we learned of that. So now she's the witness, right? It made me mad. I guess we don't have to talk about the Buddha Dharma today. That was quite mind-boggling. So the letter, I saw the handwritten letter, and I knew that was written by XX. So over 20 years ago already you had wanted to kill people. Yeah. You're really just... You've got quite a nerve. I escaped because Master Changyuan bought new sets of tickets for us. And Yu Jingtao saw that. And there were 2 other witnesses that are now in the government that could be witness to that event. And Yang Guanyi now is in the prison, and Luo Fuzhu had left Taiwan and could not come back to Taiwan. And Yang Guanyi is in prison right now. I'm not afraid of death anymore. That's why I can announce it. I can announce the truth to let everybody know. And yet there's still people who believes in her, in this vicious and malicious and cruel person. How could they be so blind? Let me talk about Hayagriva, very powerful, and the repelling mantra. And his mudra is the mudra that I formed earlier. The 2 hands. So the index fingers and the thumb forming a hook, and then the 3 other fingers of the right hand is upright, forming like a horse head. And in visualization, he's holding a staff, or the authority staff. 1 head, 2 arms, looks wrathful, and how to recognize him is the horse head as an ornament on top of his head. The right hand is holding the staff, and the other hand is holding a lasso and a hook. And 1 leg is bent, the other leg is extended, standing on top of a lotus blossom. That's for the visualization. So with the visualization, mantra, and mudra that would comprise a practice procedure or a tantric sadhana. He's very powerful, and he could save all beings in the animal realm and to protect us from all evil spells and black magic. It's very simple. Like during my merit dedication earlier, all I chanted earlier for purification, you use the teeth of the horse to bite away the sicknesses on your body. And for blessings, you use the horse teeth to bite all the materials that you need and to bring it home. And for subjugation, you use his horse's head to bite on the demons and spirits, monsters. And for harmonization is to softly bite your loved ones and bring them back to me, to you. That's the end of the Dharma teaching today. He has great Dharma power and majestic power. So today I will talk about Lamdre. So accumulating the resources naturally refers to how to offer to the mandala. There's the golden manda, silver manda, right? And sometimes you use rocks on the mandala and then rice on top of it, 3 layers. That's a tantric method. And then you visualize Mount Sumeru at the center, and the 4 continents, 4 great continents, and then the 8 small continents. At the center, 7 perfume oceans, and the mound of rice and the sweet nectar are all offered to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. That's offerings to the mandala. Visualize in the space in front and above you a throne made of precious jewels. On top of it, a lotus, moon disk, and on top of it sit our own lineage root guru, which is the embodiment of the innate nature of all Buddhas, body, speech, and mind, not different from Vajradhara. And around him are all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas abiding on my own form joyfully. To this mandala offer 7 piles of rice or flowers as the reliance of our affinities, and the pure self-nature is established on the foundation of lapis lazuli, the 4 great continents, Mount Sumeru, sun, moon, human, heavens, all benefit and perfectly content. Also, all the devices for offerings, our own bodies that we have, and their functions, the good roots created in the 3 times, upheld in the mind, without the slightest visualization, offered to the distinguished guests in front of us, and do this repeatedly and pray. I pray that in the continual self-blessings it can generate to realization and meditation and infinite merits. Praying this way in a certain number of repetitions, one will generate a strong, revered faith toward one's guru. So now, by my reading, now you understand. So like in Tantayana, in the past, you set up a great mandala, which is the great offering, and then you visualize them to become Mount Sumeru, the 4 great continents, and all the things, the items, including the sun and the moon and human and heavens, all offered to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas from the top to bottom. So, in the Luo Tian Da Jiao, I will also perform such offerings. So let me tell you, there is the so-called purification of the crime for violating affinity. It is as follows. Recite the 100-syllable mantra. Visualize Vajrasattva holding Vajra bell and scepter sitting on top of our heads with his Buddha mother, Vajragwarvi, holding Kartika. Both of their bodies are white and ornamented with all kinds of jewelries and bone ornaments. They are seated in a double lotus position. On top of the moon disk mandala in his heart chakra, there is a white home sit syllable, generating sweet nectar water, filling both the father and mother Vajrasattva Bhagawan. Like the clouds and the rain, the sweet nectar flows into us from the tip of our heads, cleansing all the blackness of the karma and negativities, and to expel them from the impure paths at the center of our souls. And all the remaining parts are filled with ambrosia, wisdom, and chant the 100-syllable mantra of the Heruka. So, these are the 2 best ways. One is to offer to the mandala, and second is the sweet nectar to cleanse and purify us. These 2 methods are all here. I've said this before. Visualize lotus blossom on top of your head and the lotus stalk inserted into your central channel. And on top of the lotus, there are 2 deities, a white Vajrasattva and white consort of Vajrasattva. So the 2 deities are together. They are white. Then, from the space, the white nectar filled Vajrasattva and his consort. And then, from the union of Vajrasattva and consort, the sweet nectar flows through the stalk into your body, that your body is filled with the sweet nectar. Then all the black water inside your body would be expelled from the 2 contaminated holes, which are your anus, and the gate for urination, the gates for defecation and urination. Here it's written as the 2 impure paths. Actually 2 holes. So the black water will flow from these 2 holes, or the centers of both the soles of the feet. The soles of the feet. So now, are you clear? So offering to the mandala, and then from the mudra, the offering mudra, and in front of you set up mounds of rice or flowers, and make offerings of all the best things, and offer to all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and all the heavenly beings, and all the beings in the 10 realms, because that symbolizes all the great earth, the Mount Meru, sun, moon, all the heavens and the human realm, all included in offering to the mandala. That is to accumulate your resources, and if you do it often, frequently and repeatedly. Second is the empowerment of the sweet nectar through the 100 syllable of Vajrasattva. So the 100 syllable mantra of Heruka is the same as Vajrasattva. So you just add the name Haruka. Change Sato A to the name of the Haruka. Then that would become the 100 syllable mantra of the Haruka. The only difference between this 100 syllable Haruka mantra and 100 syllable Vajrasattva mantra is Om Sato. So Om Beja Sato Ahom Be becomes Om Beja Haruka Ahom Be. Those were the short versions of the 100 syllable mantra. Remember Vajrasattva and his consort in dual body, and the sweet nectar from their whole bodies flow through the lotus stalk into your central channel until it fills all of your central channels, and then it would expel all the black water through the 2 holes or the 2 centers of your soles of your feet. Now, do you understand? So you read Lamdre and it writes quite a bit. But let me tell you, all the resources that Grandmaster accumulated in this life is not as much as, it's more than Bill Gates, which is the richest man in the world. Because I accumulate not only the material wealth, but I also accumulate the spiritual wealth. This is very important. It's time for dinner for everyone. Xiaoming brought his girlfriend to the to the haunted house, and she got scared at the entrance, and then Xiaoming said, "But don't be scared. This is just a mirror." Because as a human being, you sometimes scare yourself to death. And Xiaoming's grandpa passed away, so he requested for a day off to attend the funeral. And the reason for the day off is for the cremation. And what will you do? Is to accompany in the burial. So sometimes with the different choice of words, it becomes different. So what Grandmaster taught for the Lamdre, for the 2 Dharma practice of Lamdre, to accumulate resources is to offer to the mandala, which is the great mandala offering, the same concept. So you know how to do the great offering, and then you set up a mandala, 3 layers of rice or flowers, then you can do the mandala offering. That's to accumulate resources or merits. And second is the sweet nectar empowerment to eradicate your karma. You use Vajrasattva and his consort in dual body in union. And then the sweet nectar that flows through the lotus stalk inside into your central channel and then to all over your body. And then your karma, the black water, is being expelled through the 2 holes or the bottom of your feet. And then let the sweet nectar to fill your whole body. That's the best way to purify your own karma. That's all for today. Om Mani Padme Hum.